the Golden Vault, a deep sleep journey through the universe of honey. Welcome to the Sleepy Science channel, where tonight we will be exploring the timeless world of honey. This sticky, golden substance begins its life in the hearts of flowers and embarks on a fascinating journey of transformation. If you are looking for a quiet space to rest, there is nothing you need to do right now but relax. Let your shoulders soften, let your breathing slow, and allow your eyes to grow heavy as we wander through this small and remarkable world together. A single spoonful of honey can contain the nectar from thousands of blossoms before it ever reaches a jar. It starts as scattered droplets hidden deep inside flowers, gathered by a bee only a little at a time. The effort is dispersed across air and distance, with thousands of workers contributing tiny loads under changing skies. When you lift a jar, you are holding a monument to repetition, navigation, and collective endurance built from visits so numerous that the mind almost resists the number. What tastes simple on the tongue was actually born from an unthinkable number of tiny encounters, meaning a single spoon can contain traces of clover, lime trees, or whatever bloomed within reach of the hive. The wonder deepens when the nectar arrives at the colony, because it starts as a watery, temporary liquid meant to be taken. Once collected, it enters a different world where enzymes immediately begin altering its chemistry. The hive is not merely a warehouse, but a biochemical workshop, where returning foragers pass the nectar to other workers in an intimate chain of exchanges. Bees spread the liquid in open cells and fan their tiny wings, creating a vast ventilation system with their own bodies to drive out the moisture. This invisible airflow turns liquid nectar into durable, long-lasting food. They take something fleeting and remake it into something beautifully stable. They store this transformed food inside a honeycomb, an astonishing geometric structure built with ruthless efficiency. The six-sided cells let bees store more honey using the least amount of wax, which is vital because they must produce the wax from their own bodies. The comb is essentially built from the builders themselves, making the pantry a bodily investment. In these cells, they seal the honey behind thin caps of wax, acting like living archivists. Because flowers use sunlight to build sugars, the hive is literally locking away the bright weather for the seasons when blossoms vanish. The honeycomb is a vault of transformed sunshine, saving the summer to fuel the colony through the cold and dark winter. We must remember that a hive functions as a superorganism, a larger living system where survival depends on coordination without a central manager. The honey acts like the energy bank that keeps this collective intelligence alive when the landscape goes silent. Worker bees may spend their entire short lives laboring to create stores they will never personally eat. A jar therefore contains not only sweetness but sacrifice, representing effort poured into a future larger than the worker herself. To the bees, honey is emergency fuel and future security, the profound difference between endurance and collapse. Because it is so concentrated and acidic, honey is violently hostile to decay and microbes. It contains very little free water, pulling moisture from bacteria with such ruthless efficiency that invaders are dried out. This overlapping defense makes it resist time so stubbornly that archaeology has found sealed vessels of honey inside ancient tombs. It has turned up in contexts so old that entire civilizations have long since vanished, yet the substance remains recognizably intact. A sweetness gathered by bees in a forgotten landscape can outlast dynasties, moving through centuries as a golden time traveler. Humans have always been drawn to this enduring sweetness. Long before supermarkets, prehistoric people painted scenes of honey gathering on cave walls. Hunters climbed sheer rock faces with ropes and smoking torches in the dark, risking stings and falls to steal these golden stores. Because it was gathered at such a cost, honey came wrapped in bravery and the possibility of danger. Even today in parts of Asia, traditional hunters still seek massive nests built by giant honeybees on high cliffs, performing ceremonial harvests that feel like a primal negotiation with the wild. For much of history, it was the world's main sweetener, shaping festive foods and daily cooking across vast stretches of time. It was so valuable that ancient taxes were sometimes paid in honey, acting as portable wealth that crossed from the kitchen into the machinery of government. Greek physicians praised it, and ancient Egyptians placed it in healing mixtures, daily meals, and sacred rituals for the dead. In the Middle Ages, monks kept bees alongside books, valuing the wax for candles to light their chapels and the honey for its healing properties. Certain honeys even slowly release hydrogen peroxide, giving their ancient reputation in wound care a surprising scientific foundation. Yet, not all honey tastes the same, because while the bees are the makers, the landscape writes much of the script. A spoonful from orange blossoms can feel light and lifted, while buckwheat honey arrives dark, earthy, and bold. Varieties like chestnut honey can carry a thrilling, assertive bitterness that challenges the palate. Darker honeys often hold deeper mineral flavors and plant compounds, making them feel older and more rooted in the soil. If you look closely under a microscope, raw honey even contains tiny pollen grains that act like botanical fingerprints, allowing experts to trace exactly what forests and meadows the bees visited. This golden substance remains a living chemistry long after it leaves the hive. Many people think a jar has failed when it turns cloudy and solid, but crystallization is just glucose molecules arranging themselves into a natural, stable order. Yet, if it is stored poorly and absorbs too much water, dormant yeasts can wake up and turn the quiet sweetness into a fermenting liquid. Because the genuine article is so prized and deeply connected to place, fraudulent honey exists, blending syrups to imitate the appearance while skipping the wonder. Despite its wholesome image, this golden reserve has a wild and untamed side. When bees gather nectar from certain rhododendrons, the honey can absorb greotoxins, creating mad honey that causes dizziness and low blood pressure, a natural toxin that once confused marching armies. And importantly, infants under 1 year old should never eat honey. Their developing digestive systems are vulnerable to invisible, naturally occurring spores that can cause infant botulism, proving that timing and biology decide whether a food is safe. Honey is a beautiful contradiction, sitting comfortably between the kitchen, the temple, and the pharmacy. It is food, but it is also a tiny ecological document written in sugars, aromas, and microscopic clues. A jar is never just a jar. It is a summary of a place and a time, condensed by insects into something edible. Now let your thoughts grow looser. Picture a hillside of flowers, the low hum of bees and warm air, and the golden stillness of a hive deep in its own small civilization. There is nothing more to hold on to tonight, just the slow fading of one fascinating world into rest. Sleep well and good night.